Welcome to this Red Jacket Speaker Showcase on the Mental Health Roundtable. My name is Hermine Lago, and I'm in conversation today with the Mindset Whisperer, Kim Vermaak. I am an employee wellness consultant, and I work with belonging in the workplace. Kim, can you tell me a little bit about what you do?
Hi, Habeen. Thank you so much for having me on the showcase today. So I am a paternal mental health advocate, and I speak about taming the monster of postpartum depression, which cannot be confused with the baby blues. Most moms get baby blues. It lasts for a very short period of time. Postpartum depression is a more severe issue and it lasts much longer. And I try and bridge that gap between the personal space and the professional space to show how this can actually affect people.
And what is the key idea or theme that you speak on?
So, postpartum depression, sometimes we think it just as a mommy issue, and that's not really true. It actually affects 1 in 5 women, but it can affect up to 1 in 10 men. And these are people that are sitting in our boardrooms, inside our classrooms, and inside our faith based communities. And interestingly enough, the World Health Organization says that anxiety and depression costs the global economy, 1 trillion US dollars. And that is in loss of productivity. So it's incredibly important thing. But postpartum depression doesn't just manifest as sadness and that kind of thing. It can actually sometimes bring on rage, it can have anger, and at the back end of the spectrum, it can actually lead to something that we call infanticide and sometimes even suicide. So these are incredibly important topics to discuss, and these people are going into the workspace, into our faith-based communities, and they have got stigma attached to it. So very often we don't speak out, we don't ask for help because of the stigma. And that's what I'm trying to break. For me, it is naming the monster and taming it. And that might sound a little bit weird, but taming it because sometimes these thoughts and feelings that we have are signals to us that
Mm.
we need to make some changes. So we tame the monster and then we move to a space of getting healing and healthier structures in families and workspaces.
I feel like this conversation is so important right now, especially around breaking stigma, because stigma truly exists in Namibia and in South Africa. And which audiences benefit the most from your work?
So, as I've mentioned to you from a productivity perspective, that's a real biggie. So HR managers and business leaders, they're going to feel the impact of the lack of productivity. So for them, it's an incredibly important thing. And then also faith-based communities. I belong to a faith-based community. I'm a big advocate of being involved with the faith-based community, but sometimes they are uneducated in what mental health is. And they often use platitudes like pray and it will get better. And while I believe in prayer wholeheartedly, you need something more than that. You need skills to be able to help journey through with it. Because when people are scared to speak out, the problem becomes internalized. And also families, what we don't realize is that a parent coming back with postpartum depression, sometimes they've got other children. Research shows that early childhood trauma doubles your chance of getting depression in adult life. So we want to break those cycles.
And Kim, in one sentence, why now and why you?
Well, because I felt the pain of postpartum depression, I had it with all 3 of my pregnancies. The first one was the most severe when I had horrible, intrusive thoughts. But now, as conversations are opening up about postpartum depression, this is the time to really get companies familiar with it so they know how to take action.
Thank you so much, Kim Vermaak, the Mindset Whisperer. And for more conversations like these, please connect with our Red Jacket Speaker Showcase series and discover more expert voices on mental health and well-being. Thank you, Kim.